Hi, my name is Janice from Parkview Property. If you're a landlord and you're thinking that eviction is the only option, you might benefit from the following advice. So, getting to the stage where you have to evict your tenants is difficult for everyone involved and should always be considered as a last resort. It might be deemed necessary when the tenant isn't paying rent, or the tenant has abandoned the property, or the tenant has broken a term of the tenancy agreement. Due to the pandemic, the rules have changed as to when you can start eviction proceedings and also how much notice you need to give them. There's a very specific process you must follow in order to carry out an eviction, and if you don't, you can be found guilty of harassing or even illegally evicting your tenant. If you're owed rent, but the tenant claims universal credit or housing benefit, you might not have to follow the eviction process. Instead, you can speak to the DWP or the local council housing benefits office to have the rent paid straight to you. And this is what we call managed payments. In Scotland, the eviction process is slightly different from that of England or Wales. But here in Scotland, if your tenants have a private residential tenancy agreement, PRT, the following steps are necessary. So, to end a tenancy, you have to give the tenants a notice to leave. This must also have supporting evidence as to the reason why you're asking them to leave, and this is what we call the grounds for eviction. If the tenants don't leave by the specific date, you can then apply to the First Tier Tribunal for Scotland. That's the Housing and Property Chamber, and it's often referred to as the Tribunal. You must also advise the local housing authority's homelessness unit that you have served notice to your tenant. In normal pre-pandemic times, the amount of notice you must give the tenant is either 28 days or 84 days notice. This all depends on the length of the tenancy. It can be really easy to get one or more of the steps wrong throughout these processes, so it's really important that you seek correct legal advice from the appropriate professionals. The cost implications of getting it wrong can be significant, so it's worth doing it correctly in the first instance. So if you're a landlord or a tenant in Ayrshire and are concerned about possible eviction, please don't hesitate to get in touch. My advice is always free and I am always here to help. My name is Janice from Parkview Property and my number is 012 92 442 888. Thank you.